Hey, everybody. Here's a quick word about our sponsors. First one being LASRApp. You can find them at www.lasrapp.com. They're a laser activated shot reporter. They're amazing what it can do, all of the things that you can do with it, multiple guns, multiple locations, any type of target. They have a smorgasbord of items on their website store. Check them out. Use the affiliate link below or on our website, casualshooterpodcast.com, and use the code CSP 2021 for up to 15% off items not covered by the affiliate link. Next up, we have Gun Butter. I am one of those people that I clean my gun all the time because I feel like you've always got to clean the crud and put a fresh coat of lubrication on it. That's because of the stuff we had to use in the military. I didn't like it, but I have finally landed on something I can get behind, and that is gun butter. I did not shoot. I'm. I did not clean my gun at all at nationals. I did not clean it after the match before nationals, nor the match before that. And there's still gun butter oil on my gun, and I'm going to be using their grease on the lugs of my bolt gun. Next, we have Hoist. It is IV level hydration. It's clinically proven to absorb 110% faster than water. You've got all the right ingredients of your electrolytes that you need: magnesium, calcium, sodium, potassium. It's all in there. A little bit of sugar, but that mixes the right amount to make it absorb rapidly so it's not sitting in your belly and weighing you down. So check it out. Get hydrated, stay hydrated. And thanks for checking out our sponsors. It helps with the podcast. All right, so here we are again, SHOT Show 2023 with the Williams sisters, just like we were last year, this time without microphones. So,
we
all
feel
right.
so cool, like interviewers and stuff.
It's like saying it again.
Right. That's all the breaking news we had.
Yeah.
Newsflash. All right, so 2022 is over. 2023 is beginning. Have you guys shot a match yet this year?
Only local match.
Only local matches. I shot a concealed carry match in a TNS.
Okay. Is that like an IDPA?
No, it's like they made their own rules.
Oh.
For it basically. So it's like IPSC kind of hit factor scoring, but everything has to be concealed.
So with vest, without, or just doesn't matter?
As long as you can't see
everyday
it.
Concealed carry.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I just wore a sweatshirt, my crossbreed belly band, marked gray.
So what about divisions? Like, are they all separated?
Optics and irons is how they separated it.
Oh, okay. So no minor, major,
Nope.
just optics, irons.
Yep.
Other than that, no.
Yeah, because it was less of a who's gonna win, more of a get your carry gun, see if it works, because a lot of the people's guns did not work, and it was like, well, this is what's supposed to protect you, like, and they're like, oh, I guess I need to change my ammo or fix the gun or whatever. I was like, well, this is a perfect match to try it out at.
Oh, wow. Now, is that just something local to where you guys are?
Yeah, just local. Maybe other ranges run it, but as of right now, like, we're just running it as a local club match at subs.
Okay.
So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Any magazine limitations?
No.
So it's literally just whatever you can.
Yeah, all the round counts are under 10 rounds though, so it's pretty much just very like.
So you could literally do the entire stage with a mag.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully nobody ever has to shoot more than 10 rounds. So
yeah.
That's a good thing. Yeah. All right. So we were talking earlier. You both are going to shoot Carry Optics Nationals.
Yes.
All right. Then I already know what you're shooting in September. That's PCC. You haven't decided.
I haven't decided yet. I'm still learning the optics and trying to decide, like, when I do shoot optics, what am I going to shoot? And so I don't know if I'm going to shoot open or PCC. I've done a little bit of PCC, haven't shot open much, but shooting carry optics I feel is going to prepare me for both of those. So we'll see. I don't know yet. We'll see if she'll let me borrow her open guns.
I told her the only reason why she could borrow my open gun is if she cleaned it every day like I do. And so most likely she won't be able to borrow my open gun, but we'll see.
Cleaning a gun every day? I shoot 1911s, man. They just run. I don't have to clean. I clean them once a month, maybe.
This is a little bit more personal, so you don't have to answer, but do you have a boyfriend?
No.
Okay, I was going to say maybe you could talk him into cleaning the gun for you.
Carson did clean my
He
carry-out.
does. He loads when he visits. He loads her ammo. He cleans her gun.
He loaded 2,000 rounds the last time he was down while I was helping my mom can. I literally was like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. Because
Wow.
if you know me, I would rather clean guns. I'd rather do the dishes than load. I hate loading. Like, it's the worst. There's nothing you can do to make it better unless you push a button. But,
Right, and it
or
does
like,
it itself.
Dad! Like,
Right.
Dad pretty much stopped loading for us like a year or two ago, so.
Oh, he's
I
like, you guys
feel
are
the
old enough
pain.
now.
When we
Yeah.
were able to be trusted after that,
Mhm.
there were some incidences where somebody had issues, so we weren't allowed to load for a while.
Someone was
I think my-
temporarily banned from loading.
Temporarily banned.
Oh,
I haven't done it yet since. So.
okay. So learning has occurred.
Yes.
All right, there you go.
I
That's
learned that
life.
the powder has to be in the shell rather than put the bullet on the brass.
Oh,
have
so
to
they were
look at what
dummy
you're
rounds. You were
doing.
just loading dummy rounds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta look at what you're doing instead of dancing and loading.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that, but
Okay. Was that before or after TikTok?
That was before. That was when I was like 11. So.
Oh goodness, that was a while back.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
I've learned from now, so we're good.
Were you, knowing how tall you are at 18, right?
Uh-huh.
How tall were you at 11? Could you see into the brass casing to
I
see
had to
if
get
there
a
was
that's
powder?
stool.
what step stools are
A
for.
stool. Okay.
I still use it empty because my dad set up the press and stuff on this reloading bench we've had since we were little, and he set it up for his height. But even to this day, I'm still not as tall as him, so I use an empty old gun box from like when I first started shooting, like my first gun box that my gun came in, and I stand on that and I load to this day.
It's like
on
this
it.
tall. It's
It is-
just enough.
It's just enough for me to just like peek over and load.
So it's like 4-inch heels.
Only basically,
Just
yeah.
flat.
If I loaded in heels, that would be perfect.
That would be it. Now, I feel like that wouldn't be very comfortable after a little while.
No. If you're only loading 1,000 rounds or something, it's not too bad.
Okay. Yeah. You guys shoot more than that, so.
Yeah.
1,000 rounds does not go far. It's weird to say. But
All right, so we have Carry Optics in June. You have PCC and Open at the beginning of September. Same weekend that Carry Optics Nationals was last year is Open and PCC. When is World Shoot? Is that the end of October?
it just says
so
October
end of September.
2023. It just said October.
But
Okay.
it may be moved. It may be moved.
We don't know
We don't know
what's
yet.
going on.
So,
Okay. So that's still hanging in the air.
It's
It
still
is.
not hanging, yeah.
It doesn't
Okay.
matter when it's happening. I'm going to
We're
it.
going to it.
So
Okay.
yeah.
And so then, as we talked earlier, all of irons are in October. So, do you know what you're going to do? So
I'm
neither
just-
one of you knows
no.
what
We
you're
don't
going
know
to
because
shoot.
we both shoot all the irons are divisions. I mean, that's what we grew up doing, was shooting irons, and to this day, irons are still my love. I love my irons. So I don't know what I'm gonna do because I shoot all of them.
I'll probably just let her pick one, and then whatever she doesn't shoot, I'll pick from there, and then let the others kind of run free.
Okay. So it would be limited production, limited 10 revolver, single stack, all in one.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. I assume limited 10's out though. Probably not going to do that.
It depends because
I won it
There's-
last year, so I might I don't know. There's always something to defending your title, I guess, but because I can use my Colt 45 for that and just use 10-round mags and it shoots beautifully. So
Oh, okay.
nothing's out except for
Oh.
revolver. I did that once.
Yes, you did.
So everything is not out except for revolver.
Okay. And
Yeah.
my wife asked me today, she's like, Do they shoot revolver? I was like, they have, but they don't.
But they
We
don't.
shoot revolvers for hunting. How about that?
Okay.
Done with
The
them.
new optics revolvers. You know, if they had that, I would probably shoot that because it would be fun. I'm just kidding.
I feel like that would be more fun.
It would be.
Think,
But also put the targets out a little bit further, make them a little bit more challenging.
Yeah.
I mean, Colt's got some guns that would do it.
oh yeah.
So they, for sure. But that whole reloading thing.
I had such a big blister after nationals that one year I shot
You have to
it.
be so precise
Yeah, it's
and,
not.
and coordinated to do it.
Yeah, it's
feel
not like you can have a magwell
No.
on
Like
that
even
cylinder.
in single stack, like even though like we do have a magwell, it's very small and you still have to be precise, but it's not the same as getting a little bullet inside of a revolver cylinder.
Right. It's like trying to speed load one of those hundos, you know, case gauge stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
No.
Now, how area matches?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Why?
Now, how is that looking for this year?
Quite a few area matches.
looks
We're
like-
not doing all of them.
No, I feel like we're gonna do one. Definitely doing two, maybe three, and then.
I don't think we're gonna do 3.
Okay, we're not doing as many as we did in 2021.
Okay.
2021 we did all of
Yeah.
them.
We did quite a few last year.
Um,
We're gonna do Area 8 because we've never been to. I think it's in Pennsylvania, so we've never been there. So we're trying to
Okay.
pick matches now because we've been to a lot of places and shot a lot of matches. Trying to pick matches that we haven't been there before. We want to explore more of USPSA in the different regions. So Area 8, we haven't been there.
Okay.
Area 6 is in, I think,
North Carolina.
North Carolina. We've
Yeah.
been there. We like it there. Area 7's in Maine. I love Maine. That Maine range and those people in Maine. Oh my God, they're awesome. So much
Okay.
fun. If the winters weren't so horrible, I would consider moving out there.
Okay. Yeah, Maine's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been to that one. Now, what about, you said shooting places you've not shot before. What about Caribbean Open?
We're going to that
On to
one.
that one.
Oh,
Yep, that's
ding,
the
ding,
first
ding,
week in
ding.
February, so that's coming up quick.
Yeah,
It
so
is, like 2 weeks away.
yeah,
Yes.
so next week we're going to Florida for the Pan American Extreme. We're gonna shoot that
Ooh.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then hopefully Sunday if we make shoot offs. And then we go back to Phoenix for 2 days, and then we go to Puerto Rico for Caribbean Open.
Okay, now,
Caribbean Open.
you don't live in Phoenix, so what's in Phoenix?
That's where my boyfriend lives. He also
Oh,
shoots.
Okay.
He's also going to the Caribbean Open.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then that makes sense.
It's like
Yes.
a partial home base.
It's like
for her.
partial home base because flying out of St. George is really tough. There's not a lot of flights out. You always have to take that little plane to a bigger airport. So flying from Phoenix, there's direct flight.
Okay.
So it's like, yes.
So you guys are kind of like Rachel and Blaine.
Yeah, sort of like that.
Gotcha. Long distance for now.
It's not really-
For now, it's like
It's
7
not-
hours. I
it's
see
not-
him.
She sees him a lot.
I get to see him today, so I'm really excited. But I can't like it's a 7-hour drive, so I see him quite a bit. which
Now
is
you
nice.
guys flew from Utah to here.
We drove.
Because it's
So-
only
Really?
2 hours.
We are going
It's
from
how long?
St.
It's only 2 hours.
2 hours from St. George.
Yeah.
2
'Cause
hours
St.
from here to St. George.
Yeah, because St. George is in the very southwest corner of Utah. You drive 10 minutes out of town south, you're in Arizona.
Yeah. So we drove from St. George to here, and then from here we're going to Phoenix, from where Jayleese is going to shoot in IDPA, her first major match of the year, and I'm
Oh.
teaching Saturday, Sunday in Rio for our class.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
There's an IDPA major match there?
Yeah, the South Mountain Showdown. So I'm trying to shoot a little bit more IDPA. I'm trying to expand my shooting horizons and shoot more different shooting sports, you know, keep things interesting. I mean, we've shot USPSA so long. Not that it gets tiring because it's always interesting and we love shooting USPSA, but it's good to experience other shooting sports.
Yeah, like the Pan American Extreme, Caribbean
Yes.
Open, IDPA.
Yeah.
And it seems like more shooters are trying out IDPA
Yeah.
and exploring that more.
Mhm.
Well,
Now-
the rules are becoming better. It's a more we've heard it's a little more relaxed now than it
Yeah.
was, and now people are understanding like, hey, like if you experience and learn, and if you go to the right ranges, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a new opportunity. For
And the people that I
skills.
shoot with the IDPA, they're awesome shooters. I know them so well, and the closest range to us that does IDPA is in Grand Junction, and I love going to the Grand Junction range, Cameo, shooting an education complex, and Walt Prue, who runs the range there, is amazing, and they're so helpful with the IDPA and everything.
Now, how far is Cameo from St. George?
It's about 5 hours. It's
Okay,
really
it's
quick.
a little,
yeah.
it's a little longer, but not
A
too
little
bad.
long. It's not too bad.
doable.
Like, I'll go there for a weekend and I'll train and shoot IDPA with them, and it's good. I like it out there.
Now, what division do you normally shoot in IDPA?
I shoot ESP. Yes, ESP. And I shoot my Colt Gold Cup single stack in that.
Okay. Now, are you not doing a whole lot of IDPA or?
I'm doing it when it's necessary.
Okay.
So I shot 2 matches last year of IDPA, the Rocky Mountain Regionals, which I ended up doing really well at. I won the whole match, but I shot PCC there. And then I went to Nationals, and then I won the Optics Lady Champion, which was pretty cool. This year, I think I'm doing maybe 1 match in IDPA. I'm more focused on World Shoot
Okay.
and Carry Optics Nationals, because those are nationals for PCC. Like, I'm shooting for that number 1 spot like this year, and then Carry Optics Nationals, obviously trying to do a
repeat, right.
Yeah. So
So now, but that brings up a question. Again, it's a standalone match. Last year there was a huge turnout. I'm sure it's going to be exactly the same this year. Have you guys heard? Are all the same ladies returning? More ladies?
I believe so.
I know
Such a big
Ashley's
division,
going.
yeah.
I know Morgan's going, which
Okay.
are always fabulous to shoot with. We love shooting with them. And I bet you like Jessica, both Jessicas and maybe Linda and stuff are doing that again this year. But
Yeah, that was
Okay.
it was awesome shooting with all of us together last year. I mean, it was on your edge of your seat,
Well,
just
and
fighting for it.
Yeah, and I just talked to Mason and Kay, and we talked about the difference because I brought up how differently the 2 super squads
yeah,
were.
Very
I said on the guy side, it was like if one of the shooters had a heart attack and died, nobody would have cared. You know, been like, oh, one less person that I have to compete against. On the women's side, it was like,
It was a party on the
It was
women's
a
side.
party,
Like,
and
even
that's
though it was
what I've been
stressful and
saying.
we were all like fighting for it and stuff, we were still cheering each other on. If somebody had an awesome stage, we were like, oh yeah, man, that was an awesome stage. Like, dude, that's so good.
yeah, it was very intense on one,
Yeah.
very intense, and then yeah, completely
Just
different.
different.
Completely
Very different.
yeah. It was interesting from like being in that top 3 like standpoint. Me, Morgan, and Ashley, like every single stage, like you'd be like, this is literally like anyone's game right now. Like, it is amazing how far women have come in the last 5 years, skill level wise. Now that we're all competing like that top spot, like it's really like an extra step, extra shot, and 1 mic. Like, it really matters that much now. So
We're
it's
all
always
pushing
fantastic.
each other really hard.
So as soon as Carry Optics Nationals, like the last shots were fired, I knew who had won on both sides. But they were so close on the men and women's. I literally had 4 different things prepared to be put out for the men and 4 for the women. Because I was like,
the 4
I
of
literally
us
don't
were so
know
tight.
who.
Yeah.
I literally didn't know who was going to win. I'm like, all right, if I'm going to push something out, then I need to have the top 4 all ready to go so that I can just go, oh, this one and this one, go,
Yeah.
send.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
how it was like. It was really
Came down
crazy.
to the last stage.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
On both
Well,
sides.
yeah.
Well, no.
Nils kind of had it in the bag.
He did, as long as he didn't have a catastrophic failure. I think he was up by 40 points. So as long as he didn't have a catastrophic failure, he should have been good. But man, the 3 of you were like, what, 15 points spread
We
in the
were
top
close.
3, and then you were like 20?
I was.
Something like that?
Yeah, the 4 of us, within the 4 of us, we were all within 50 points. And then
Okay.
I was trying to podium because I had never shot Carry Optics before. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try and podium and try and keep up with them. And I had the most consistent match of my life, honestly. I was constantly like 3rd, 4th on each stage between the women. I was like 3rd, 4th, 3rd, 4th, and I just didn't quite make it. But yeah, we were all really tight. I think I missed 3rd by 15 points.
Yeah, I know that like going into each day, like the first day I had the lead, and then going to the second day I had the lead, and then going to the third day I had the lead. But like every single day I had just this catastrophic failure on one stage, which just set me back. Like, and so like I had it, and I would have the boof, and then I still had the lead, and then I would have it, and then like boof, and I would like drop again. So like hopefully this year, I'm practicing a lot more carry optics earlier instead of only a month before. This was kind of crazy on my part last year, but I'm finding my trigger control, which was my biggest struggle last year, was a disaster factor. But this year, I'm really starting to truly understand the prepping when I have to, and it's just a miracle what you can hit when you actually prep the trigger. So I'm really excited for that this year. It's really giving me a lot of confidence just like in myself. Like, yeah, I can hit that target versus like, oh my gosh, I better send 3 or 4 at it.
So no, I've not shot PCC, but I have shot carbines before. So feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, okay? I feel like you can get away with a little more trigger slop with the PCC.
Yes, 100%. I'll be honest, I've never once, from my understanding, prepped the trigger at a difficult target.
Okay.
I come off the trigger and I just full send on the slap because that's where I get my fastest split. It's just moving the trigger as much
I'm
as I
the
can.
opposite, where I prep like even when like I got a 3-yard target, like I still have that prep.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now it's very quick, but it can still feel.
But still, you do. Okay.
Yeah. I'm a very controlled person when it comes to my shooting. That gets me in trouble sometimes.
I could see that. I mean, and but that also reflects the different personalities.
Exactly.
Here.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I get it. No big deal.
The
so
team's more full send, but she's picked up consistency really well in the last year. She's just done so good about it. I've kind of impressed.
Now, do you think that work on your trigger prep is going to translate it all to PCC? Or you think you're just going to slap?
To be honest with you, I think I'm just going to slap it.
Okay.
For PCC right now, I'm really trying to work on my foot speed and explosive movement, because if I compare myself and Max's video, which is the comparison right now, he gets me a lot in between positions.
He gets everybody.
Exactly. So I've been going to the gym a lot more. I've been trying to lift heavy and do a lot more like squats and stuff to really get my explosive movement. And hopefully with that combined with my speed, which I can't keep up with Max on my speed, but I can hang with him, I feel like, to the best that I can. I feel like the two combinations and my consistency is really going to help me get closer to him. And I will never say I'm gonna beat Max this year. My goal is to just get close as I can with my ability. I mean, last year my dad was like, "Do you think you could have done that much better?" And I'm just like, "Dad, literally it was like one of the best matches I've ever shot in my life, and it just happened to be at nationals. All I want to do is try and like repeat the performance next year. Like I just want to have a consistent match, and hopefully it turns out well. I'm just like a lot of people are like, "Are you trying to win it next year?" I'm like, "Well, this year." I'm like, "This year, really, I'm just looking for a happy, consistent spot. I don't care if I'm top 5. I'm hoping top 10, obviously, but I just want a performance I'm happy with what I know I can do with my skill level."
Now, when you say top 5, hopefully top 10, are you talking overall or?
And over the men, yeah, in PCC division, yeah.
All right, that's what I thought you meant. I wanted to clarify.
Yeah, I'm mostly looking
I couldn't
at
imagine you being happy women's top 10.
No, I'm going for that number 1 spot for women,
Yeah,
for
okay.
sure. Yes,
All right.
It's mostly, right now I'm looking more for what can I achieve in the men's section right now, and the lady is a goal of mine as well, but if I can compete with Max, I can do well in the ladies.
For sure.
Yeah.
What are you doing agility-wise? Like, what are you training? Because I feel like, look, I played football, and I played a bunch of different positions, but the one where I felt I've played running back, linebacker, and defensive back.
Right.
And the one where I felt I needed the most agility was really defensive back, because you're reacting to what the other person is doing, so you've got to be quick. And one of the things that I've talked to people about, and I haven't heard anybody talk about it, but was loading your legs. And so I emulated, I was born in Dallas, so I've been a Cowboys fan my entire life. But there's a law, it was a an Oakland Raider defensive back who I emulated because he would squat. So he would squat down and get real low, and I found that worked perfect for me because even though I was quick, very quick, and I had good top line speed, it still allowed me to quickly load and offload my weight so I could quickly change direction. So that's where I feel the USPSA is. It's a lot of move in, move out, so it's that quick side to side. So what are you doing
So-
specifically?
The two things mostly I'm doing a lot of squats, just
Okay.
for that explosive power up.
Right?
And then another really big thing that I have found that I think helped me a lot is ladder drills.
Okay.
Like
Ladder-
plyometric training.
Exactly. So like I like the ladder just because you have a place you need to be and then you need to leave that place like very quickly.
Right.
So I'm doing a lot of squats and ladder drills. I'm really hoping to strengthen up my legs for that power to explode. Because I have I have longer legs than she does, obviously. But I'm
By a
no
lot.
I'm no Scott Green or Nils Johnson. Like my strides are half theirs, right?
Right.
So I need to be able to pick that up somewhere else, and I think that's going to be in my position to position work. So I'm really hoping, because I know Max does a lot of squats. He does a lot of, like when he
Oh.
works
A lot of
out, he does a lot of weightlifting. So I know
Wow.
where that's where he gets a lot of his power. So I'm like, that's what I need to do.
But you also don't want to lose quickness. So you've
Exactly.
got to have that balance.
You gotta have the plyometric training and
That's
the
why
weight at the same
Ladder
time.
drills,
Correct.
squats.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Where a lot of people lose time and stuff is, like you said, you gotta stay low. And when they get to a position, they'll automatically stand up. So
I've
if you
done
can
that.
stay low throughout and have that leg strength to stay low and same level throughout the stage, that's where you can pick up, even though it's a couple tenths. Like if you have 5 spots in the stage and you pick up 2/10 per stage, that's a second. You can still.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time
That's
when you're
a lot of
competing
time.
so close like they are.
That's a little, and just Max wiped us all on time. Like he wasn't even trying, which hurt all of our souls just a little bit.
Well, he's very quick with that gun.
Yeah.
He's
So
so
he's
good.
in and out. Yeah. The way he moves with that gun. So, Keita, do you guys follow her, or have you considered doing any of the movement stuff?
We did like an online a training program at the hospital for athletes. That's where we got a lot of our movement
Okay.
from. And then also we're taking a class this year from some top level shooters.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
About movement.
Just shooting in general.
Okay.
I know she put movement in what she wanted to work on. I put trigger control on
Okay.
what we wanted to work on from that class. So I'm hoping we get a little bit of everything.
Mhm. Yeah. The hospital, like when we were going, we went for about a year and we just skyrocketed when it came to our movement. Like it was easy to see the difference. And so what we learned there, I mean, has helped us a lot. We just keep doing that because we keep seeing improvements. So don't fix what's not broken, I guess.
So, in this class you went to for a year, obviously I assume they showed you exercises or different things you could do to increase here and there, but were there like sit-down classes where you talked about the whys and how these work, or is it just in order to do this, you need to do these exercises?
So the place we actually went to, Ron Avery, started making a program for shooters at that place.
Okay.
And then unfortunately he passed away. And we came in and they're like, "Did you know Ron Avery?" And we were like, "Yeah, like he was our trainer for like the longest time." And they're like, "Yeah, like they started a program and so like they knew what we were doing because Ron had talked to them about it. So like we were training, we were the only shooters in that class, but we were training with a lot of football players, a lot of soccer players,
Okay.
a lot of tennis players.
Yeah,
'Cause
soccer.
they have to be fast on their feet
Yes.
and they got to change directions, which is exactly what we need to do. We just have a gun in our hand. So it really helped a lot. Direction changes, how to move.
We even did like eye movement drills and
Yeah.
stuff
So
that
it
Ron
was,
worked with them on.
it was pretty
Okay.
interesting. But we took some of that and now we go to the gym and train on my.
Do you still do some of those eye exercises or
Sounds like we
movement?
should.
So they gave you like
Really?
these strobe glasses that they would turn on, and it would flash black and
Are they
white.
trying to make you have a seizure?
Obviously,
I mean, basically,
and
yeah.
basically, what they would throw tennis balls at you, and you would catch it. So what they were trying.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you got in the face, but you learn pretty quickly to
It
move.
makes you stronger.
But we would catch a tennis ball, and what it was trying to do is make your eyes see basically quicker. Like,
Right.
as soon as
Pick
you-
up on the object
yeah,
quicker.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you think it helped?
Oh yeah,
I think so. I mean, when we started going to it, I'd been training for them for 6 months or whatever, and that's when the first time I took 10th at PCC Nationals. So I think a lot of that helped with my footwork
Yeah.
and stuff.
And of course, they would do tests
Nice.
every 6 months, and you can see the appearance.
Check your progress.
And check the progress.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Did you see little progress or a lot of progress, or how did the?
I mean, within the first 6 months, we definitely seen a lot of progress.
Okay.
Now it's just more like I'm not out of breath when I'm down the stage. Also breathing.
You gotta breathe when you shoot. I didn't know if you knew that, but you gotta
Yep.
breathe when you
Yeah.
shoot.
Yep. Unless you're shooting long
We
range
forget to
rifle,
do
then
that.
you want to pause.
Yeah.
You don't hold your breath.
Shoot
you
at the
pause.
end of the breath.
Exactly. There's that natural respiratory pause at the end, and then you shoot.
Mhm.
So I've done a lot of that.
Yeah,
so I know
we
that
did
well.
a lot of that when we were learning to shoot and stuff when we were little, and learning
Okay.
to hunt and stuff with our dad.
So now when did you guys kick off? Carry Optics being June, you know, most people can't wait till February or March to start training like they normally would
Right.
for Nationals being at the end of summer. When did you guys start back up training for
January 2nd.
January 2nd.
January 2nd, the day after New Year's, huh?
January 2nd.
Okay.
That was, and Glenn was like, all right, we're going to do this, this, and this. I'm like, no. We are going to stand here, and we're going to draw, and we're going to shoot one shot. Because we got to slowly, like, this was probably the longest time that we haven't shot in probably 5 years. Like, that off season, like, we actually took an off season, and, like, Mom and Dad's like, is your gun? I'm like, I don't know. I haven't touched a gun in, like, a month. I don't know. So we took an off season, and then that first week back was just draws, transitions,
Fundamentals.
splits, all of that. And so working on, mostly for me, trigger control, where it was just basically all prepping the trigger. Like, first week, that's it. And I was like, I literally hate this so much. But Glenn's like, you have to do it. I was like, I know.
So when did your off season start?
After Area 2.
No, we shot the PCSL match end of November, and
Okay.
then I taught a class in Hawaii, but I mean we shot 30 rounds there. That's pretty much it. Like it started
I'd
end of
say
November.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving, and then till the 2nd.
So how much dry fire are you doing right now then to knock the rust off?
So what I'm personally doing, if I shoot PCC that day of practice, I'm gonna dry fire my carry optics gun that night. That way, because right now I'm
okay.
trying to keep up on both, because I do now have a presence with PCC, because people are, oh gosh, you took second at nationals, and I wanna keep up my skill. But carry optics, it's a lot harder to maintain with a pistol than a rifle. So I'm trying to balance both right now, and it's pretty challenging because of the differences with the trigger control, and the draws are completely different, and the way you hold it is completely different, but I'm trying to keep up both one.
I'm going to isolate that quote. It's
What?
harder with carry optics than it is with a rifle.
It is! You know what? I tell people this all the time. I say, PCC is easier when you pick it up, but that just makes everyone else that much better when they pick it up. Like, if I'm a B class pistol shooter, right? Okay, maybe when I pick up PCC, I'm still gonna be B class because everyone else just got that much better. You know, like
Right.
like everyone fighting, like literally me, Scott, Todd Jarrett, like we were within that much, and then Max just wiped us all away. But we were in that much. Like, so many people are just right there that it's like. I mean, that's with all divisions, but specifically with me and PCC, it's just like.
So what do you think is? Wow, I just had a brain fart. The champ.
Nils?
No, PCC.
Oh, Max.
Max. Wow. I'm gonna have to cut that part out. So Max doesn't shoot a whole lot of like area matches and other stuff. Like, you barely ever see his name anywhere, but he comes and wins nationals every year. What do you think is his secret? Like,
I think that
He trains.
No,
Just more
he does not.
training.
He does not do training.
No, but like he trains more than he shoots matches.
He does. He does like matches for him. When I feel like when you won nationals like him, everything. He's really focused right now on his PCSL.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. He wants to travel and he wants to do matches, but also he wants to like. Of course, he doesn't want to lose nationals. So I think he picks up the gun maybe a month before and does some dry fire with it. But that he's just so talented with that rifle, and when you have it ingrained as much as he did, he could do it with his eyes closed. Like, it's incredible. And I think when you want it hard enough, a month for him, it's enough to get back on the horse and be the best. But
Wow.
I'm incredibly jealous of him and his talent with PCC. But
Yeah.
He's like the
he's
Eric
put in the
Referral
work
of
in for
PCC.
a lot of
He is.
years. He's put the work in for a lot of years and nearly perfected the art of shooting PCC, and he can do it now. I mean, when you're that good and wipe everybody by 5%,
Right.
what's the point of doing it when you can do that much, I guess?
All right.
here, don't touch the table. 'Cause you're shaking.
Sorry.
It's all
I
right.
don't notice what I'm doing. I'm just talking my hands.
Yeah, as I'm playing with my glasses, so it's all good. Any new sponsors this year?
As of right now, no.
No. Okay.
Love the
And
companies we work
Yeah,
with.
we like
Okay.
where we're at. We're in a really good place with all of our sponsors and our people right now.
okay, we were talking earlier, you and I coming up here about a fellow competitor who shoots an ungodly amount of ammunition a month.
Mhm.
How much on average, when you're prepping for something like Carry Optics or even PCC Nationals, how many rounds a week are you looking at shooting?
So, like right now, practicing, just trying to get skill back. It's probably 200, 300 rounds a session. When it's about 2 weeks out, like it ramps up because now we're doing more array work, movement work.
Okay,
So it's not just stand, deliver. It's okay. Shoot 3 targets here, run in, shoot these 2 on the move, reload, shoot these 3. Right.
It's about
So-
5,000 a month.
Yeah, so it gets bumped up higher. I definitely shoot more rounds with my Carry Optics gun than I do with my PCC. A lot of people don't know this, but I was really focused on open for last year's nationals, so I maybe shot. For coming up on the nationals, I made sure my gun sighted in and it ran, and that's it. And to be honest with you, I think I really needed that break because I was hammering PCC so long for the whole entire year trying to get better that I really was forcing everything. And then I took that break and I came back, and just because I hadn't shot it so much, everything that was subconscious in my head just came out, and I think that really helped me a lot with last year's work. And I'm not going to test that theory again this year because I'm going to work again,
Right.
but I am definitely going to shoot more. But I shoot a lot more with my pistols, working up 2 matches versus my PCC.
so now that you know you were forcing it,
Mm-hmm.
are you gonna take steps to prevent yourself from?
Yeah, so I'm trading off now. So I'm doing for every like 2 practice sessions with my CO gun, I'm doing 1 with my PCC. So it's very back and forth, which a lot of people like say like you have to stick with 1 gun. But for me, if I get really critical about every little thing that may not even matter in my in the long run. So if I pick 1 thing and stay with it for a while, I'll really start to force things, and then my performance decreases really fast. I noticed it in 2021. I had the best performance, even better than nationals at Utah State, and it was incredible. And turned around the next weekend at Area 5 and tanked it, just because I was like, I need to repeat that performance and I need to do everything perfectly, and it just created just this little monster in my head that did not help.
Okay,
So balance for me is the best way to do the best for myself.
sure, yeah,
Yeah.
consistency,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Now, what about yourself? Are you focusing on primarily one thing, or are you
I'm
mixing?
because I pick up my single stack, my iron sights for IDPA because I don't have a dock gun ready to shoot an IDPA as of right now. So I'll pick up my single stack a couple days before an IDPA match and I'll go shoot that. But I'm primarily focused on Carry Optics because I haven't shot it, and that's the way the industry is going, is dots on handguns you can buy off the shelf. So that's the way the industry's going, and I'm learning to adapt with the industry. Even though I love my old school ways, my irons, I'm primarily focused on Carry Optics until June. And then after Carry Optics Nationals, gotta pick another dot gun, either the PCC or the Open. And then after that, I'll pick up my babies, my iron sight guns.
So you're basically breaking your year into 3 parts.
Basically, yes, that's what I'm doing. That's just the way Nationals kind of felt. Whatever USPSA Nationals, wherever they set it up and where they fall, that's where I pretty much make my shooting year gun switching around.
Now, are you guys trying to fit in majors in between each of the nationals to give you some practice with that gun in a major match?
Yeah, so right now we have our schedule up to like September.
Okay. So up till PCC Open Nationals.
Don't ask me what it is because I don't know it off the top of my head. But we do have major matches lined up. We both have breaks in our plan this year, which I think is very important because of how much we do shoot and how much we drive the guns and how much we do. Breaks are really important. So this year we both have breaks planned in, which is really good for a reset button almost. Hers is a little bit earlier than mid-year. Mine's almost exactly mid-year. So a good reset button is good for. Okay, now I'm gonna go full out break, full out.
We're trying to balance also our shooting lives and our personal lives now too, because we found in the past when we do shooting full time all year, we get burnt out and we don't want to do it anymore and stuff. And then, so now we're trying to find things to do outside of shooting. Like I like to go country swing dancing, so I do that a couple times a week now. That way, I just break it up, and I'm going to a concert with my mother, and she's going to Greece with her boyfriend and his family, and I'm going to Egypt with my mother, and trying to.
Yeah, those are our breaks, by the way.
Yeah, those are our breaks.
Wow.
So we're just trying to find
Greece
things
and Egypt.
outside of shooting. That way, we keep loving it and keep wanting to do it.
All right, so sidetrack here. How did you? Okay, I get Greece because you're going with your boyfriend and his family.
A cruise, yeah.
Oh, a cruise.
Yeah, it's during my birthday, so they were like, "You want to come with us? Like, you'd be a birthday present." And I was like,
"It's like the best birthday present ever."
No, I don't want to go on a cruise to Greece. Nobody wants to do that.
First, I said no because I feel really bad that it's like their family vacation, but they're like, "No, your family, come with us." And I was like, "I love you guys."
Now, how did you and your mom decide on Egypt?
My mother's always loved ancient Egypt and loved the histories and everything. My mother is a huge history buff, and so I really connect with my mother on history because I love history too. And she's part of all these Facebook groups and stuff, and one of her mutual friends said she's going to Egypt on this trip with this group, and my mother found it. She's like, "I want to do this." She told my dad, "I want to do this," and my dad's like, "This is your chance to do it, Jamie. You should totally do it." That's my mother's name, is Jamie.
Okay.
This is your chance to do it, Jamie. And my mom was like, okay, so she was going to go by herself, and then she told the family, us, and she's like, "Please, like, do you want to go?" I was like, "Give me the night to think about it." Because it's because it's in March, it's during the competition season. And I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? This is a great opportunity to connect with my mom before I move, and because I'm going to move one day. In like a year or something. Because when I turn 21, I can move and take my guns with me and stuff. So I'm like, this is a good way for me to connect with my mom, and it's a great opportunity to see part of the world that I've never seen before. So.
Moving back to Alaska?
I wish. No. I really want to go to Grand Junction, Colorado.
Oh, okay.
To the Cameo Shooting and Education Center. That's kind of my dream right now.
Now. Okay, you're also getting at that age where you have to start taking into consideration politics, and the politics in Colorado are not getting better.
Yeah.
So has that figured into any of this?
It has, and since I mainly shoot single stack, not too worried about it, and the way the range and everything is. I've talked to the range and the politicians and stuff in Grand Junction, sheriffs and everything, and from what I understand, it's going to get better.
Well, and I say this because I know that they're introducing a bill to try to do away with AR style rifles, which means PCC too. I imagine they would probably include enough stuff that if it is a semi-auto rifle of any type, then they would want to do away with it. That's why I'm kind of asking.
The range, the people at the range that are running the range, they're trying to make the politicians understand that we should have like full capacity at the range, because the people that go to the range, they are good, honest citizens. They want to go and shoot safely and enjoy the range and everything. So they're fighting really hard, and they're doing it, I feel like, in the right way. So and they've had trying to think, a high up politician come out. I forgot who it was and what their exact title was, but go out to the range and experience it during a major match and see like what they're doing at the range and how it's part of
Kind of educate them a little bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the biggest thing, is just the education part.
So it's I feel like it's heading in the right direction over there, and they're doing a really good job at showing the range.
Okay. All right. No plans on moving anytime soon?
Not until I'm old enough.
She's only 18.
Just turned 18, guys.
Well, yes, this is true, but that makes you old enough.
I know. That makes me old enough to move because of, like, I do a lot of handgun shooting. Moving it's not really in my park because I can't take my pistols with me. I mean, I can take my PCC.
Right.
Well, maybe not, but I can take some stuff. But what I'm mainly doing right now, I'm choosing to stay home, especially since I'm starting up my new business. I need to get that grounded first.
Oh, is this an instructional-based business?
It is.
Oh, what's the name of it?
It's called Justine's Firearms Training.
Okay.
Very basic. But I'm hoping that people will associate it with myself, because that's the biggest thing, is where I grew up in the sport. I've been in it for 9 years. I've learned from many different instructors, many different types. And a lot of people don't know this, but I've been teaching for 5 years previously. I taught with Tactical Performance Center. I've taught with Glenn Wong, Shoot Mobetta. So I've had a lot of teaching experience. So now I'm old enough now to have insurance and stuff. So now I decided, like, it's time to run my own lines. It's time to teach my own students. And I'm really excited about it, because my biggest passion besides shooting is presenting knowledge in a way to where people understand it, and it makes their life easier when it comes to shooting. Because if I can help someone with the light bulb go off with one little thing, then I've done my job. I've immediately just done my job, and I like seeing people get excited about learning, about making them better. So
Okay.
that's me.
And I will say, that's probably the one thing that if people have difficulty teaching, that's it. Being able to connect to different people.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I've taught people to shoot professionally. Uncle Sam paid me to do it, but I've also trained paramedics and taught paramedics. And the biggest thing is, what I find from my 30, 40 years in teaching, is a lot of people don't understand how to be able to talk to a multitude of different people and be able to break it down so that each one of them can understand in the way they need to be able to understand it.
People learn differently, and
Yes.
we taught for TPC, and we were Ron Avery was training us and teaching us how to teach people. Ron was amazing at being able to watch somebody shoot and then figure out and talk to them for 5 minutes and figure out exactly how they learn, exactly who they were, how they learned. And so before he died, we had the opportunity to train with him with that stuff.
Okay.
And it was an experience that I don't think we ever would have gotten without him. And now we possess that knowledge and everything, and now we get to apply it to our lives and
Okay.
help others do it like he did.
So you've started your training company.
Yep.
Are you starting a training company?
I am not as of right now. I really want to shoot and go on the competition circuit full time. That's what I love doing. And even though I enjoy teaching and I know how to do it and I do it well, it's not what I want to do with my life as of right now. I want to shoot. I want to win.
Okay. Oh, I like it.
And she does too. She does too.
Yeah, I know.
She's
don't
awesome
have to
at
say that.
balance. She's awesome at
I
balance.
don't have to say it. I feel like everyone pretty much knows.
She loves to do all of it, but for me, I get very critical, and I like when I do something, I like to do it all the way, and I get very obsessive about it. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Is I'm being obsessive about my career, and I'm gonna make it go.
Well, if you want to be at the top, you've got to be that way.
You gotta have the top mindset.
You do. You do. You have to be obsessive about it. So nothing wrong with that at all. Well, ladies, I appreciate the conversation. Is there anything else you wanted to add, or we good?
Come say hi at us at the range. We're super friendly.
That's pretty much
Are
it.
we? Are we friendly? I hope we are.
I think so. On occasion, when an older bald guy might walk up and say hello, you guys are like, "Who's this
Without
guy?"
his
Yeah.
glasses.
Without your glasses. You look different without your glasses. It's hard when we're at SHOT Show and these conventions. It's hard to recognize people when they're outside of the range.
It
They
happens-
have their street clothes on. It's weird.
It happened to me this morning. We were literally walking in, and we walked right past Scott Green, which, mind
wow.
you, I've shot with him
A
with
lot.
Nationals the past 3 years in a row. I'm just gonna remind you that.
And just walk right
He
by.
literally stops. Hey, Julius, how you doing? Gives her a big hug and just walks right past me. And I'm really like, hey, Scott, nice to see you too, bud. And he just turns. He's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even recognize you. And I was just like,
It's weird to just like you don't have your gear on, you don't have your shooting clothes on, your hat, your glasses. It's weird.
When I saw
We look like real
Jay
people.
yesterday at Walther, if you didn't know him and didn't know what he looked like, you would never know it was Jay Beal because he's just wearing a regular T-shirt and a ball cap, completely in disguise. Nobody would know who he was.
yeah.
So I totally
People
get it.
have their signature things. It's weird to recognize you without your glasses. I don't know why. I just always see you with your glasses on.
Yeah, and there was someone else that said the exact same thing. So
See, it's not just
it's
us.
all good. No, it was someone at Hornady. He's like, oh, I didn't recognize you at the glasses. I'm like, oh, that's exactly what Jay, Lisa, and Justine just said.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
all right. Well, thanks for the conversation. I appreciate it. And as usual, good luck this year.
Thank you. Good luck to you.
Thanks. Until next time.
Don't be a little bitch.
Yeah.